If you were to look up at the sky right now, you would see it hanging there, pure, silent, and perfect, that massive white orb that shows us the same face every single night, said to have been there for millions of years. But what if I told you that the greatest secret in human history is hidden in plain sight, right on that surface? Since 1972, we have been living in a lie. NASA told us the lunar adventure was over, the budget was cut, and that the moon was no longer interesting. But the truth is, we didn't leave the moon, we were evicted. When the last astronauts of Apollo 17 lifted off from the dusty surface, they didn't leave behind a flag of exploration. They left behind the darkest warning in the universe. Today, we're opening the black files that NASA has kept under lock and key for 50 years. You will meet the non-existent crew of Apollo 18 and listen to those non-human, mechanical whispers caught on radio logs. We will look at transparent towers stretching miles into the sky on the far side of the moon, and massive, living cities built inside craters. Get ready, because tonight, the strange peace you feel whenever you look at the moon will be replaced by a pure chill. The story you were told about the moon was nothing more than a fable designed to hide the truth. The real mission starts now. Official history records Apollo 17 as the final step humanity took on the moon. Rockets sitting in museums, canceled budgets, it was all the perfect camouflage. The reality is that Apollo 18, 19, and 20 were launched in total secrecy from the deepest layers of the Department of Defense, funded by the black budget. What was the goal of these ghost missions? Allegedly, the Apollo 17 crew discovered something in the Isaac crater that was geologically impossible, a miles-long wreckage of a craft made of organic metal buried in the lunar dust. In radio transcripts stubbornly denied by NASA but confirmed by intelligence leaks, the astronauts' voices were trembling. They weren't saying, "We found the entrance." They were saying, "There is a sound coming from inside." They didn't go there to plant a flag. They went for a technological pillage operation that could change human history. Could the things they found deep within the moon be the secret source of much of the technology we use today? Or was what they found an ancient alarm we were never meant to touch? The far side of the moon is the universe's greatest silent zone. All communication with Earth is cut off there. This is exactly why all the secret structures were built on that side. When the Clementine spacecraft mapped this forbidden region of the moon in 1994, NASA did something before releasing the photos to the public. They digitally painted over massive areas. What were they hiding? In some frames that couldn't be censored, the tower stands in all its glory, a crystal-like structure 20 miles high. There is no atmosphere on the moon, no wind, no erosion. That means that structure has been there for millions of years. Former NASA employee Ken Johnston confessed that astronauts were ordered to destroy photos they took while passing these towers. Massive domes hidden in craters, glowing tunnels, and structures piercing the sky like spears. If the moon is just a vacant rock, why did someone turn it into a massive construction site? The space race was never actually won, it was simply abandoned. The Soviet Union's secret Project ZVEZDA was a terrifyingly ambitious dream of building a nuclear-armed base on the moon. However, leaked KGB reports claim the cosmonauts heading into lunar orbit suffered psychological attacks and heard unexplained sounds. There is evidence of a secret summit between the CIA and the KGB in the late 1960s. Why did two enemy superpowers suddenly slow down their lunar projects? The theory is this: both sides saw the same thing through their telescopes. We were not the owners of the moon. There was a landlord, and our visit was over. The space race wasn't about who would get to the moon first. It was about who would discover the danger on the moon first. The moment they saw that danger, both sides retreated in silence. Why did we wait 50 years? The answer might be hidden in Neil Armstrong's never-broadcasted radio transmission. Allegedly, when the Eagle module landed, Armstrong's voice rose in terror. "They're here! They're lined up on the edge of the crater! They're watching us!" NASA cut these 2 minutes, claiming technical difficulties. But former communications chief Maurice Chatelain confessed years later that the astronauts were being watched at every moment. Perhaps the moon is a massive observation outpost built to monitor Earth. Perhaps we're like creatures inside a glass jar being observed. Today, as we return with the Artemis program, we aren't just taking scientists, we're taking the military and advanced defense systems. Could this be a forced return operation? Are we going there not to knock on the door, but to break it down? Tonight, when you look at the moon, you won't just see a white light. You will see a history whose secrets have been hidden, waiting for us in the darkness. Perhaps those secrets were covered up so we never learned them, because sometimes the truth is more terrifying than not knowing. Why do you think NASA stayed silent? What did we find on the moon that caused us to lock ourselves at home for 50 years? And most importantly, as we speak, could they still be watching us from the edge of the crater? Leave your theories below. We read every single one. Keep looking at the sky, but remember, if something is shining in the dark, it isn't always a star.